sticks a little bit, it's not ready. You'll also know it's about ready when you see that it's starting to cook along the sides. If you can't see anything happening, it's not ready. You want to try to get as much surface browned as you can. Okay, it's releasing pretty easily, so I'm gonna go ahead and flip it. So we've started to develop some flavor along the bottom of the pan. We want to release that because the juice at the end is going to help make this end product perfect. You can do that with just a little bit of water. You can use some remnants of chicken broth if you have any in your fridge, or my personal favorite, a little bit of white wine. And you can turn off the heat and put this pan straight into the oven. The moisture is going to help it just kind of steam and cook a little bit more evenly instead of just really hot on the outside, because a lot of problems people have when it comes to cooking plain chicken is that they're cooking it so fast on the outside that the inside doesn't get cooked and then the outside's dried out. So this is good insurance. All right, depending on the size of your chicken breast, 15 to 20 minutes in the oven. These should be perfect. Now, with all of these, you have to let this rest for about 5 to 10 minutes. But you can already tell the liquid gold, the deliciousness that has formed at the bottom. That is from the natural juices of the chicken mixing in with a little of that wine. All right, when it's time to cut into the chicken, another thing to remember is you want to go against the grain. So you look which way the fibers are kind of running, and then you want to cut against that. They're not always running straight down. So if you cut this, it might be a little too chewy. It looks to me like they're going a little bit this direction, so I'm going to do a little more on a bias cut. Like butter, tender, juicy. Look at that. I mean, look how easy this cuts. Literally, I'm using like hardly any force. The knife is just sliding right through it. And there's flavor. There's flavor in that chicken breast. The perfect chicken breast. One and done. So good. This next method my boss sent me because he wanted me to try it out. This one was found on TikTok. The lady that made it said she learned it from a chef. So very similar to the other way, although this one does not finish in the oven. It finishes on the stove. Season it however you like. Sear it just like we did in a little olive oil. And you let it sit for 5 minutes. You don't touch it. When the 5 minutes is up, you flip it and you add in 1 cup of water or chicken stock and then cover the pan. It said 2 to 4 minutes based on what kind of pan you're using. A thicker metal pan, like 4 minutes. This is a thinner one, so probably closer to 2 minutes. So I will set 2-minute timer. Heat off, set 15-minute timer. 15 minutes is up. Ooh, looks good. Okay, so I looked for which way the fibers are running. These are running a little more straight down, so I'm gonna go a little more straight across. It works. I was a little skeptical that it might not cook all the way through, just sitting there, but it is also tender, juicy. That works just as well. Pan-seared, chef instructed. It's like they know what they're talking about. Might be slightly less tender, but still better than just boiling it to death. Okay, that works. Another way for flavorful chicken, in the air fryer. This incorporates so much flavor because it caramelizes the outside. We get a lot of that like almost grilled flavor, but in a really fast method. First step is to season. I really like a marinated chicken going in there, but I'm just gonna do a simple seasoning, but to help that seasoning stick and to add moisture, adding in a little fat. So I'm gonna coat it with some oil, toss that around. Dang, I wish I wouldn't have touched it. I should have used the tongs. Now I gotta wash my hands again. Lemon pepper, some Cajun seasoning, maybe a little paprika to help with color. In my marinades, I like adding something kind of sweet in here also so that it, caramelizes those sugars in there. Okay, I'm gonna give it a toss in here and then let it sit for just like about 3 to 5 minutes while I preheat the air fryer. I like to preheat the air fryer, even though they say that is not required. I just think you get better results. If I'm trying to crisp things a lot, then I always go 400, or if yours goes higher, I always choose a higher temperature, but chicken is the exception to me. I usually do 360 or 375. Even though we have a little fat on there, I still like to spray the basket. And then in we go. Now you're going to want to flip these halfway through. Even though air circulates all around, it still cooks, you know, a little unevenly on either side, and you want both sides to be beautiful. You want to go 16 to 18 minutes flipping halfway through. You know the drill though. Unfortunately, we got to let it rest. Okay, air fryer, how did you do? Looks pretty good. I'm really getting my protein in today, guys. I don't know how it does it. It really gives you kind of that grill flavored experience, and I just love that so much. That's packed with flavor, which is what I love. It's also probably the easiest because it really doesn't require any babysitting other than one little flip in the air fryer. So for the ease factor and flavor, winner, winner, chicken dinner on the grill. This one I think intimidates a lot of people because, again, it's hard about timing and getting it cooked on the outside with caramelization with the inside not being raw. Couple key things to remember when it comes to chicken breast on the grill. I think these are the most, important things.